to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to set up your Excel budgeting sheet. So this is where you're going to track all your income in and all your expenses, so you know exactly where you're spending money and where you should be cutting back. So the first thing that we need to do is open Excel. You're going to click on blank workbook, then create, and what you get is a blank Excel sheet. We're going to select row 1 and 2, and then we're going to drag that all the way over to AD, which is here. We're going to click here onto all borders. We are going to merge and center, and we're going to give that a specific color so that it stands out. Once we've done that, we are going to click in the box and we're going to type budget for January 2019. As you can see, it's very small and we need that to stand out. Bold it, we're going to slant it, and that is all we need there. Then we're going to miss row 3. We're going to go to row E4, bring that down all the way to 11 and then all the way across to J. We're going to give it all borders. We're not going to merge and center because here that is just the outline. The first 2 rows, we're going to select all of that. Going to merge and center. I'm going to give it a specific color. I'm going to give it blue, and this is going to call income. So this is where you're going to put all your income for that specific month. 20 bold slant. Okay, we're going to click on row 6 and 7 and column B and C. We're going to merge and center that. Going to call it category. Going to merge and center row 6, columns D, E, and F. Merge and center. This is going to be called budgeted. So this is what's going to be in your budget for each week, each month, and also for the year. I'm going to merge and center those 2 rows. It's going to be your actual, so how much you actually spent for that period. We're going to have our percentages here. And then for the last 2 columns, we're going to merge and center, and this is where you're going to put your payment date. Okay, before we start filling these boxes in, just to make this video a lot shorter and to make your life a lot easier, we are going to copy this table, skip 2 rows, then we're going to paste, skip another 2 rows, and then we're going to paste. We're going to do the same thing in the center. So we're going to skip 1 column and we're going to paste it there. Brilliant. So now we got the shell for most of the different categories that we're going to have. So the first one is going to call income. The second one is going to be your savings. The third one is going to be all about the debts that you have. You might not have debts. In that case, you don't need this category, and what you'll do is just put all the money that you have left over in your savings. And this one is going to be totals. So the totals of your income, totals of your savings, totals of your debt, and also the totals of your expenditure, which we're going to do a bit later. We don't want all of this to be the same color, so we're going to change up the color a bit.
So let's color here blue before we move on and do bold. This one I'm going to choose another color. I'm going to do this color here and then bold. For this one I'm going to choose a red color and then I'm going to bold again. This one I'm going to choose a pink color.
For the pink, there's no pink here, so you click more colors if you don't have the colors that you want. Here, get me my pink. Brilliant. And then here I need it to be bold as well. Okay, right, so now it is time for us to start typing in our different ways that we get our income. So for this one, we need to get rid of that middle line. Instead of clicking merge and center, we're going to click merge across. So we still keep those different sections, but we don't have that middle line. The first one, you might have a main job. So that's where you're going to get your first income. You might have a side hustle. If you're like me and you live in the UK and you work full time and you earn over a certain amount per month, you might get child benefit, which is not a lot, but it's classed as an income as well. And then you're going to have your total income here. So I start with the monthly because I know exactly what I get on a monthly basis, but I'm not sure about weekly and I'm not sure about yearly. So I'm going to get the Excel sheet to calculate all of that for me. So the first thing I do is put down monthly salary. This is not my monthly salary. This is just a rough guide that individuals might get. As you can see, the numbers are very random. Okay, so those are incomes that someone might get per month. We need to format this row here so we can get pound. So we're going to get the currency, and that should give us the pound sign. In order for us to get the total, we just select those 3 rows and we press auto sum, which will give us the total income that we have for that month. As you can see from this, the total income is actually 2,500 per month. Now we're going to work out how much we get weekly and also yearly. So in order to do that, the first thing we do is press equal, then we press our monthly and we press divide button by 4. That should give us our main job weekly income. So we know that we get 2,000 a month. So now we know that that can be transferred into 500 a month. To make our life easier, not do this for every single rows, we just bring this all the way down and that should do the calculation. When it comes to year, I'm going to press equal monthly. We know that's 12 months, so we're going to multiply. There's not a multiply key, so we're going to use the star button and we do 12, and that should give us how much we get a year. So this would be after tax and after NI has been deducted, and if you're like myself, after your student loan has been deducted from your main job. Again, to make your life easier, you just click this and bring it all the way down and all the calculations should be made. I'm going to leave the actual column actually blank because that will be at the end of the month when you calculate everything that you've gotten and put exactly how much you got. Now we're going to do percentage. We're going to do the equal. We're going to press the monthly. We're going to have the divide button, and what you're going to divide that is by the total income, and you press enter. It's going to give you a decimal value. We do not want decimal, we want percentages. So you click on that row and then you press the percentage button at the top, and that should give you 80%. Press F4, and once you press F4 you should get 2 dollar signs behind and in front of the E, and then you press enter. You should get back your 80%. However, once you bring that down, it should be all correct. And here you can put your payment date. So if you get your main job probably the end of the month, so it could be 30th of January. Is that when you're going to be, that's when you're going to get your income. And side hustle might be, say, the 1st of January. I'm just making up these dates. I'm not going to go through all of them, but again, yes, that's what you do on there, so you know exactly when the money will be coming out of your accounts. Now we're going to do savings. I've already worked out what we're going to be using for savings.
Again, we need to not merge and center this row, but we need to merge across, and we do the same thing for payment dates, merge across.
Okay, so different things that you might save for. Just to make this clear, in the Richest Man of Babylon, it says you're supposed to put all your money into investing. So you save up and then you invest whatever you saved up. However, as a beginner, I do not agree with that method, and I think you should not put all your eggs in one basket. So as a beginner or someone that is dealing with a lot of things that they want to do in their life, so you still have to live your life. You can't just budget and save to invest all the time and not live your life. You have to remember that you need to live your life as well, and you need to make sure that the individuals that you're living with and the individuals that you're taking care of are secure as well. So what I do, my 10% of savings that I actually pay myself per month, I split that up in different categories and I pay that into different things. So the first category that I save for is an emergency fund. Then I have a child, so I save for my child's saving. I then also save for mortgage. So remember that one of my financial goals for this year was to save for a mortgage. So that would be in my 10% saving as well. You might already have your mortgage, so you might be saving to do an expansion in your house or to do some repairs, or you might just save to do whatever you want. These categories are not set, and you can actually just move them around and put your own categories there. I have a saving to invest, and also I'm going to add another row here. I have a holiday fund. As you know, I like to go on holiday, and my holidays are normally every year. Total savings. As you can see, I'm saving my money towards different things at the moment. I'm not putting all my eggs in one basket just in case my investing don't work out. I don't lose all my money. I think once you're more confident with investing and you learn all you need to learn, you practice, and you'll think that you're able to keep your money and protect that money, then you can put all your money to investing. But at the moment, as a beginner, I don't think that's a wise thing to do. So now we're going to fill in those different categories to put in totals for each of those. These again are all made up. It's not based on my salary at all. First one is the way that you can see the numbers might not be a bit random here, because I've done this before and I've made sure all of this will work out to 10% of wages that's here. Okay, so now we're going to do the same that we did up here, in which we got the weekly, the yearly, and also the percentages. The percentage should add up to 10% of this monthly wages here. So let's go ahead and do that very quickly. And I forgot that you need to do the totals for there. So again, all to sum. Cool. We're going to do times 12. Now we're going to do percentages. Remember, percentages, what we're going to do is our monthly. We're not going to do it against our total savings, but instead we're going to do it against our total income. So you start off with equal, you press your monthly divide button. You're going to divide that by 2,500. You're going to press F4 so we don't get any error message, and then you're going to press enter. Remember, we don't want currency on this side, we want percentages, and we don't want decimals, so we're going to press the percentage button. That should be 3%. Your emergency fund is 3% of your total monthly income. Okay, we're going to bring that down, and it should calculate to 10%. Yeah. Now we're going to move on to debts, and we're going to do the same thing here.
Again, we don't want to merge and center, we want to merge across. We do the same thing for our payment dates, merge across, and now we enter our different categories to start off with. Quiz, might be Halifax, might be Santan, here, might be to family, and friends, we might also want to. And also,
let's put some more here because I got a bit more on mine.
Different categories here,
merge across. Yep. Oh, and we're missing one more. Sorry. Merge across and merge across for the totals. Across. So this one, you could have just give some of the normal places where individuals normally owe people. Now we're going to be looking at the monthly debts that you have to pay. Okay, I forgot to do this one. We need a currency for all of these. Currency. Okay, for all of these ones. These are all currency. Currency. And we're going to need currency for all of these as well. So we're going to do currencies. Okay, brilliant. We're going to auto sum this so we know the total debts that we're paying per month, which is 504, which is quite a lot of money if you have that much debt. Okay, so now we're going to move on to doing a weekly calculation.
So remember, you always start off with the equal sign, you press the monthly, and you divide it by 4, as there is 4 weeks within a month. Just drag this down, and that should give you the calculation for each of those different categories. And this should be total debts. Okay, yearly, equal 20, and we're going to multiply that by 12, as there is 12 months a year. And then we're going to bring that down. Brilliant. So now
we're going to do our percentages. Remember, so equal, press that, press divide, and then you divide it by your monthly earnings. And don't forget F4, enter.
And remember, we don't want decimal, we want percentages, so we're going to press that percentage button. Then we're going to take this down, and that should calculate the 24%.
To totals of our expenditures, let's check to see if these are all correct. So we got category, got weekly, monthly, yearly, actual, and percentage. We don't actually have payment date. So let's just get rid of it, and we're going to delete Brill. And then we're going to merge this back. Merge and center this back so it's nice and neat. Yeah, so that's all we need. Now we're going to create our expenditures. So we know exactly how much we're living off per month, where our money is, and that should amount to 70%. Okay, so we are going to need, in the S column blank, row 4 all the way down to 34. And then we're going to bring this all the way over to AD. So now I'm going to do all the borders. Not going to merge and center because we don't want everything to be one massive block. So the first thing we're going to do, okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to merge and center the first 2 rows. I'm going to give that a color. I'm going to give that color green. And then we're going to call this expenditures. Again, it's too small. We need it bigger. So we're going to put that up to 20. Bold slants. And that's our expenditures. On this section here, we're going to put merge and center. It's going to be called expenses. We're going to merge and center these 2. This is going to be
we're going to merge and center at the top here. It's going to be budgeted. Here we're going to have weekly, monthly, and yearly. Here we're going to have merge and center actual. Here we're going to have merge and center percentage. And then
merge and center. Here we're going to have payment. Payment date. Can't spell. Oh my gosh, I can't spell. And we're going to color code this so we don't have to go over this again, and then bold, and voila. So now for the categories here, we're going to merge across. We don't want to merge and center because that's just going to put that into one big block, which we don't want. And we do the same thing for payment date here. As you can see, this is a little bit too wide for me. So I'm going to click on that. I forgot. On merge. Click on that on merge, and for this I want to get rid of the entire row, so delete. Okay, yep, and then we click back up here and we merge and center so everything. Okay, oop, did I merge and center this? Oh great, don't want that to be merge and center, we want it to be merge across, so we need to give back. Yep, brilliant. So now we're going to put in our categories. So where are we spending money? Before we do that, what we're going to have here, we're going to have our fixed expenses, and we're also going to have our variable expenses. So some of our bills is the same exact amount each month, and some of them they're changing on a monthly basis. So half of our expenditures is going to be dedicated to our fixed expenses, and then the other half is going to be dedicated to variable expenses. So let's put in all the different things that are fixed. Again, this might be different for different people, and this is just me just putting down some of the things that I pay, and I jot in some that I don't even pay as well, just to fill up the boxes. So the first one might
be rent or your mortgage payments. Then you have gas and electricity, and this is if you pay on a monthly basis. You have TV licenses, car insurance, mine is the same each month. Mobile contract. If you have a child, you have probably 2 mobiles. If you're by yourself, that might be 1. I have 2 because I have to give one to my son for safety reasons. You might have gym membership, a cleaner, we pay for nails, sometimes nails, or hair, what else, or waxing, whatever you might pay for. I might just call this beauty. So females, you have to pay for this on a monthly basis. If you're a male, you might do this, but maybe not. So again, that's really up to you. If you have a kid, there might be certain activities that your child usually has to pay for. For my son, I pay tuition on a monthly basis. I pay for a football club, council tax, internet. Oh, gosh, it's not capital. It needs to be capital. Oh no, and then the whole thing after again. Okay. You might pay for your, well, you have to pay for your water bill, TV or cable. So you might have. If you have Netflix as additional, you can pay for that as well. And that would be your fixed expenses. So this
one, bring this all the way down one row, and then I merge and center. I might give this a color. I'm going to give it the same as above, and then I need it to have that as well. Here you're going to have your total fixed expenses, and this one is going to be called fixed expenses, and you can put bills here. As you can see, it's all over the place. You can't see everything, so we're going to change that into a different direction so you can see exactly what that's saying. So we're going to rotate text up. That way I can see that it says fixed expenses. Too small for me, so I'm going to put that all the way up to 20. I'm going to bold it. Okay, 20 is too much for me. Okay, put it down to, yeah, 16 bold. I don't want it slant. That is perfect for me. So let's go ahead and put in our monthly bills that we have to pay here. Again, I've already got this set up, so it gives me 70%. Okay, so now we want this to be in currency, and we want our currency to be pounds. So we press currency. We also want the total for expenses, so we press auto sum, and that comes up to £1,126.47 per month. Now we're going to do our variable expenses. So if we merge and center, I'm going to give this a color. I'm going to give it a pink color. And then we put variable expenses. Again, we can't see the wording, so we're going to slant or rotate text up. Going to bring it up to 16, and we bold, and that's all ready. Okay, right.
So now we're going to put in some of the variable expenses that we might pay on a monthly basis. So this includes travel. If you travel by car, travel by bus, that will be a bus ticket. It's going to be on the bus, or petrol that you have to pay for, whichever way that you travel. Next, going to be groceries. Groceries do change.
The thing that I normally factor in are things like going out with my friends or my child, and entertainment. I put family birthdays, factor that in. I put Christmas. I'm saving over the year, so when it comes to Christmas, I'm not broke, and I'm not rushing around trying to figure out where am I going to get money from to buy everybody what they want. I have been saving for this, so I have this at the end of the year ready and waiting. And also My son normally go to a lot of birthday parties for his friends, so I have to factor that in as well because I have to buy presents for each one of those child. And then here we got total variable expenses. Oh, can't spell. And total expenditures. Brilliant. So now I'm going to put in the figures for each of these.
We also need
to make sure this is in currency, and we also need to do auto sum so we know how much that is. Just to do a little sectioning off so we don't get confused here, I'm going to put a little color here. So a light green, variable expenses, a light purple, and I'll just give this a random color as is the total, and we were using green. I like this section here to be bold, so I'll do bold, and I like this to be bold as well to stand out. We are going to do the same thing over here for our different totals. Change the color up to match lighter blue, and we like that to be bold. Lighter peachy brown, orangey, lighter peachy, orangey color. Give it that one there. We want that to be bold, and we want a lighter red color here. So probably that one. That will do. And we want that to be bold. Okay, brilliant. So all of that is completed, and we're back to our expenditures. We now need to calculate our weekly, our yearly, and our percentages all the way through. So weekly
it's going to be equal. I'm going to divide that by 4. Press enter, and then we're going to drag that all the way down. Yep. Now we're going to do yearly, which is equal, and then we're going to times it by 12. Enter. So you're paying £7,500 worth of rent if your rent is £625 a month.
Okay, right. So now we're going to do our percentages. Remember, the percentages will need your monthly income total. Move over to the totals. What you can see, we haven't actually got our total expenditure, so we don't know how much we're paying per month, what the percentage is compared to our salary. So for this one, we need the total for a monthly. So we're going to press equal. We need that, and we need to press the add button, and that, and then that's how much it is per month. Total expenditures, weekly expenditures, and yearly expenditures. And as you can see, it works out at 70%. So that's exactly what we want. So now we need to do this section here, which is a total for all of our different categories or different boxes that we have here. So we're going to merge and center, no, merge across, sorry, and merge across. Here we're going to have our, and then I'm going to actually need another box here, so I'm just going to fill that in. Merge and center, merge across, sorry, merge across. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Undo. Yeah. Okay, let's delete all of these. So what we're going to do now, we're going to enter all our totals for all of these different boxes that we have here, or these different categories that we have here. So the first one is total income.
Total savings. Total debt. Can't spell. What am I? Rupees or whatever that is. Total debt. Total expenditures. We're going to have overall total, and then here you can see your budgeted amount to see how much you actually gone over budget or whether you're under budget. So now we are going to make sure these are
format so that we have currencies. Okay, so undo merge and center here. Yep. Borders. Okay. Okie dokie. So now, how much do we get per week? So we're going to need these figures over here per month. So for this one, I'm going to put equal, and we need our total monthly income. Press enter. For this one, we need our total savings. So we're going to press equal and total monthly savings. I'm going to need our total debts. So I'm going to, not now, press equal, go over to our debts. We need the monthly total, and then we press enter. That should be there. Then we're going to need it for expenditures, so we press equal total monthly expenditures, which is that. Press enter. That should be there. Now we need our overall total. Yes, we do not calculate our income, so if we just section off the income so that doesn't get us confused, because it's already getting me confused. So I'm going to give this another color, as it's pink, a different shade of pink, a darker shade. Okay, so section that off because we don't really need that anymore in our calculations. So we need here water sum, and we are spending £2,504 and 31 pence per month, which is already over budget, as you can see. So let's calculate how much that is on a weekly basis. Divide by 4.
Don't need the colour. Why is it giving us colour? Okay, take off the colour. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing for our yearly, but we're going to multiply, so it's equal, multiply by 12. Then we're going to take that down. Again, we don't need the colour for this section here, so we're going to go to Nuff. We're going to do percentages. So what is, that was our monthly, so this should amount to 100%. So equal, divide by that. And then remember to press F4, and that should give you your percentages. Click on percentage because we want that to be percentages, and then we'll bring that down to give us our actual percentages. So as you can see,
from here, we have 10% for saving, 20% for debts, and 70% for expenditures, and that gives us 100% of our earnings, which means we know exactly where all of our money is going, and that is what you need to know. Every single penny should be located to somewhere on your budgeting sheet here. So if you find yourself having extra money per month, what you will do is probably put that on your outgoing and your entertainment, or you put it in your savings, whichever way you want to do. Okay, so we're going to do the budgeted section here. So we want to know how much we are actually over budget or under budget. Our overall total needs to match our income. So we press 2,500 minus our total will give us minus. So we are in minus, and that's exactly what we want. So now we are going to do this on a weekly basis as well. So equal divided by 4. On a weekly basis, we are spending £1.08 over budget. On a yearly basis, equal times that by 12. So £51 over budget on a yearly basis. And what is the percentage? Let's just bring it down. 0%, which is fine. Okay, so as you can see, you are over budget. Even though it says 100%, you're still in minus. We don't want to be in minus, so we're going to try and take away some money over here. So we need £4.31 to be removed from somewhere. Where can I remove that from? Okay, let's just remove £5 from here, from our Christmas money. And everything should now calculate. Brilliant. So now, on a monthly basis, you're 69p over. We need to get this down to 0 because every single penny needs to be given a place. £8.69. Voila! Yes, I finally did it, and that's what I wanted. So now we give this a lighter shade of pink. I'll just do this one, and we need it bold, and we just make this bold. And what you can see, everything is just the way it's supposed to be. I am so happy with this. So that is your January budget. And what you'll do, because there's 12 months in the year, we're not going to come here and we're not going to change up anything. It's 2019, you have your track, you have your budget for 2019. All you need to do is to select all of this, copy, and then here where it says plus, you just add in, paste, and then you will just change this to February. And you do that for every other month. Here you can actually change the name. So this one could be January. Change this to February. Change this. So January is done, February is done, March, paste. And that is that. That is your budget all set up. And you got your 10%, your 10% for your savings, 20% for your debts, and your 70% for your expenditures. We have no money in minus and no money in plus. Every single coin is allocated a place within our budget. So that's what we're aiming for, and that's how we need to be doing our budget for each month. So when it comes to other months, what you then need to do is to make sure you go and change up the different things here, because then the prices might be different and so on. So thank you very much for watching. Hope this is very useful. If you do not want to be doing a whole spreadsheet like this, you can get this from our Facebook. You can just download the template for your own use. Thank you very much for watching and hope to see you soon. Goodbye.